All right, so today we're going to talk about all things carnivore lifestyle. The first thing I want to address is what actually is carnivore. So if you're new to this, I'm going to spell it out pretty clearly without you having to research a ton of stuff. The second thing is why anybody would actually do such a crazy, seemingly restrictive diet plan. What's the actual point? The third thing is what we can eat on carnivore. And I also have a grocery list that I attached here in this video if you are interested in checking that out after this. But I'm gonna break down really simply in this video, just shorter version, what we can eat. And then I'm also gonna go over what we cannot eat as the fourth thing to review. The very first thing is what actually is the carnivore lifestyle. And I don't like to say diet because diet just seems like it's yet another trending thing, another I don't know, meal plan thing. This is not that. Carnivore lifestyle is choosing a lifestyle of health. It's choosing to use nutrition to heal our body and to make ourselves healthy and to heal our relationship to food. And what we're doing is eating only meat. I know it sounds nuts, but just meat, but you're having no vegetables in this. So no vegetables, no fruits, at least to start, just meat. I'm gonna get into what those meats are in a little bit here and break it down a little bit more closely. The second thing I wanna cover, why would anybody do this? Honestly, why the hell would anybody choose to take out fruits and vegetables and, plants basically when the entire world has told us to do otherwise? We are all stuck in a matrix basically of marketing and companies trying to get us to purchase product to generate profit for them. The food industry is it's definitely the worst, I would say, more so than alcohol, which is something I talk about all the time in my other videos. If you guys are curious about living a life without drinking, go ahead and check out these videos, talk about it all the time. But for this video's sake, we are actually going to get healthy with carnivore lifestyle. So the carnivore lifestyle allows us to heal our bodies, whether that's healing your gut. So if you're bloated like crazy, that was me, oh my God, from years and years of being anorexic and bulimic, I ruined my gut, seriously. And I would eat a grain of rice and be like a freaking balloon because my gut was so jacked up. So whether it's that, you're clearing up some IBS issues, some GI issues, mood disorders, so anxiety, depression. I know some of y'all watching this video, if you're anything like me, have struggled with anxiety and depression. We don't realize that the food that we're eating is causing this we're being attacked from the inside. And it's even things that we don't think are causing it, like plants, like fruits. So we're using this carnivore lifestyle basically to completely flip it around, and we're actually healing our gut, we're healing our minds. And if you guys are looking to lose a lot of weight, and I mean quickly, and you're full the entire time, carnivore diet. So if you're obese, you're overweight, if you just want to lose the squishy stuff on there, that's kind of what I wanted to do. I promise you, this is going to be the quickest way for you to lose weight, the most healthful way, and you will never be hungry. And I have tried everything. I have crash dieted, I have done the Whole30 thing, I have tried just eating keto style, I have tried just doing vegan stuff. I mean, this is going to have you lose body fat, and you will never be hungry on this, and you will love the food you're eating. By the way, I am not paid by anybody to say this. I am just this enthusiastic about it because it's this legit. In this video here, you guys, this was my very first month doing carnivore. I lost 10 pounds in 30 days without any effort. I was literally stuffed the entire time. Never felt better, never looked better. Libido went up, attitude went up, mood went up, my skin cleared up. I could go on and on and on, but that is what we're doing on this. Healing ourselves, but also gonna look hot. We're gonna look hot because we all have an ego, and I know we all wanna look good. So as far as what's actually on the carnivore lifestyle foods that we can eat, like I said, we are eating all meat, okay? All types of meat. It's not just one type of meat. So predominantly people are eating ruminant meats, which are basically animals that have another chamber in their stomachs to digest food. Cows, sheep, goats, deer, like that kind of food, okay? You can literally replace steaks. You can have steak a couple times a week and just do a lot of beef in addition to the rest. Now, like the other stuff that we can eat in addition to the ruminant animals, it's like pork, poultry, seafood, shellfish, that kind of stuff. I'm not a huge shellfish fan, but people are, I guess. You can have it on this. I have eggs every single day with bacon. If you're kosher, you don't have to eat bacon or pork or any of that kind of stuff, but you can kind of like pick, right? So when you're explaining carnivore diet to somebody, it sounds like very limiting. You're like, man, all you do is eat meat. But the thing is the food is actually bomb on this. Like you're really actually excited to eat it every time because it just tastes so good and your body is craving that. So contrary to popular belief, red meat is not actually bad for you. If you eat it with other really carby, sugary stuff, that's when you run into problems. But red meat without all that stuff on the carnivore lifestyle, it is so healing. It is so good for us. Don't be scared of red meat. Dairy is kind of controversial in this. Dairy can be eaten if your body can tolerate it. I recommend starting out without any dairy. If you're going to have dairy though, it has to be like straight from the animal, not processed, not 2%, 1%, definitely not skim, none of that. And cheese can be done on this. Also, it's gotta be just like whole cheese, like not processed, any of that kind of stuff. Like I said though, I recommend not doing that because you don't know what your body doesn't tolerate yet, and you might be bloated, you might be depressed, you might be anxious because of dairy, like really. And if we remove that and then we kind of add it in slowly, if we really need it, then we can at least see if that's the cause or not, and then not have to pay for the pills to help us not be depressed and all that kind of stuff. You can eat processed meats on the carnivore lifestyle. Just be careful of where you get the meats because sometimes there's a lot of crap added into it, like wheat and gum stuff and GMOs and just fillers, sugar. That kind of stuff is a big no-no on this because that's exactly what we're trying to get away from, and that's what's going to clear up our body from these issues in our mind. So you can have it, just be really clear that it's got like basically no ingredients in it, and then also, you definitely need a ton of salt on this, okay? So on the topic of salt, don't limit your salt because we've all been taught to do that. Have as much salt as feels good in this lifestyle for you. It is an electrolyte. It is good for us. It's satiating. You want salt. You can have some seasoning on this and just don't be shy about that. I have some decaf coffee every single morning. So if you have a little bit of decaf coffee, black, don't put anything in it. Don't put any milk or creamer and sweeteners in it. Just black for caffeine is good. Same goes for tea, just like straight up tea. Don't do all the crap that you put in it. And that should be fine for just to have, a little bit in the day. That's no big deal. So that's what you can eat on carnivore. Okay. Now this is going into what we cannot eat on carnivore, and it's pretty straightforward. So if you're new, this is going to be shocking, but we're not having any fruits or any vegetables on this lifestyle. We're doing this because we're shifting our entire body into eating just meat. Again, we're healing ourselves from within. Plants and fruits and all that, they actually have self-defense mechanisms as well, just like we have claws and teeth and muscles we can run. Plants have the same thing, so do fruits, and they attack us from within. So contrary to what we've always been told by companies, they actually might be the things harming us, making us depressed and making us sick. So we're ditching all of it for the carnivore lifestyle. Then over time, there could be a potential for you to reintroduce the fruits and the berries, some of them over time, but to start out, ditch it. This one broke my heart, but you cannot have diet sodas or like Diet Coke or any fake sweeteners like that. I am that person who wants to have like a Coke Zero or like a Dr. Pepper every day. That's like my treat. That is my vice. This is a no-no, at least to start on carnivore. So I'm gonna do carnivore for the next 4 months. And then after that, I might introduce soda, like Diet Coke and stuff into it. But to start out, it makes it really hard to transition into carnivore because it tricks your body into thinking that you do have sugar in it, and then it makes you kick in and want more sugar, and then you start craving carbs, and that makes it very hard. Whereas if you just don't have any of that fake stuff in there, your body naturally adapts to the carnivore lifestyle. I've done both. I did it when I had soda, Coke Zeros during carnivore, and then I did it when I had none of that. By far, having nothing in there makes this whole, there's a fly that just landed on my face. It's disgusting. By far, doing it without the sweeteners is just so much easier, and you end up not even really missing them. So it's not that big of a deal. And then finally, the last thing that we cannot have on carnivore is alcohol. So I don't drink at all anyways. I have lived both lives now, and contrary to what I actually thought would happen, it was probably the best thing that I ever did for myself. And I believe that we are all, as a society, stuck in a matrix, in a program. We're being brainwashed to believe that alcohol is bringing us something good, is making us happier, better people, you know, bringing us more connectivity, that we're gonna be weird and, you know, not invited to stuff if we are not drinking anymore. And I know that it's all crap. So definitely alcohol is not one to be included on this because of the sugars and the other things in there. But just like alcohol, I just, you know, in wrapping, I so much believe that we have now been completely stuck in a program of food, and the food that we've been taught to eat. All of these damn food companies are feeding us information about foods that we should eat that are actually making us ill. And we're using old fractured science from the 60s and the 30s with data points that aren't actually accurate. And everything that we've been eating, all of the government, you know, advice on what to eat, and that My Plate thing that they have out for like the suggested foods to eat, is all making us sick. And we're stuck in that program. And so now that I've found carnivore, I think that I have completely cracked the code, and I want to share this with you guys because it has been that profound in my life. Again, if you want to check out my first month with trying the carnivore, go ahead and check it out here. If you are interested in living a life without drinking, go ahead and check out this video here or this one here. And if you guys have any comments, any questions, go ahead and drop down below. And if you're interested in breaking these matrices and actually having a dope, awesome life where you look hot, but also live happy, healthy, and achieve your entire purpose and potential, go ahead and subscribe below. We have such a cool community of people here that are involved in this and are wanting to live this life for themselves. So you guys, if you like this video, please like it so other people who may need to see this can see it. And I hope you guys got something out of it. So really appreciate your time as always, and I will see you guys on the next one. See ya.